sunk an enemy destroyer.
Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Got a new tactical map strategy of Map Okinawa, this time as a battleship Rupprecht, heading from the southwest side to the northeast. And actually, I love the criticism and constructive. It really helps us grow as a channel. Keep it on coming because you know what? This makes us better and we're all here to learn. I actually pulled this from the game itself. This is Okinawa. However, in the way that I guess you could pull it up, it sets up domination as the 3 circles in that particular configuration, the white circles. But actually, the game I played was in ranked. And ranked, they kind of move the locations around. So actually relabeled Bravo and Charlie Cap. So forgive me there. That's the best I could do with the most accurate map up to date in the current game as it is. But let's get right to it. As a Rupprecht, you can see I'm right here located somewhere in the south. The complements right now is 6 versus 6 in ranked, and they got 3 battleships in this match, 2 cruisers and 2 destroyers. So let's talk about strategy right here. So right off the bat, as a battleship player, it's a little bit more, I would say, a little bit different than as what we're used to as a destroyer player, where our goal usually as a destroyer player is to spot, cap, hunt DDs, and everything like that. But I actually picked the Rupprecht because it's a tier 9 Schlieflin, basically, with a lot of secondaries and a really good concealment. So I almost call myself like a miniature battle cruiser / destroyer, where I literally can go at very good speed, good concealment, and boom, as I'm spotted, I'm in secondary range, and that's exactly why I like that. So here's a compliment as we set up right now. This is the blue team, the good team, and the red team is set up right here. Now, this is the basic configuration I assume that usually the enemy is set up at. And the idea is, what are we relying on as a battleship? So I'm relying on my destroyer players to cap the points or spot for me. So here's the first one. Our first destroyer to the north, I would assume, would go to Alpha right there. That's the strategy. Hey, okay, that's good. Contest Alpha, give him. Now, the other one is a free cap right here. As you can see, Bravo right here is a free cap. So, you know, honestly, it's an easy one to get. Everybody's going to move in this direction anyways. We're going to cap it and yada, 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 so forth. But the destroyer player, I'm assuming, is going to go through Bravo and hopefully spot for me around this point right here. As the enemy team comes back down, the enemy team is going to come down and attack us. They're obviously going to cap C and hold an attack right here and probably hold an attack there. That's what I'm assuming. I have seen some cruiser players advance down this way, maybe, but I don't know. I'm not going to assume they're going to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and rely on my destroyer not only to cap B, but also proceed on to this particular region right there and really help us out in the spotting aspect, and we're going to engage any targets going into that cap right there. So the cruiser player or another battleship. Now, I want, in this strategy, I think the best thing to do, and we had an AFK battleship right off the bat, so forgive me if this is not the best strategy, but one battleship is definitely going to go, going to pursue, oops, wrong color there. Got to use the correct colors here. The biggest one, I would think, as a battleship player, if you're in the middle, I normally pop basically right there to the middle of the islands where there's a gap right here and hold right there. Because why? It actually helps protect against incoming fire coming from the north. And you're holding right here, you definitely can have not only good visibility of fire going in, you know, good visibility going that way into the enemy, but you're also able to spot. You can hold. You got this island to protect your left flank from torpedoes. That's a good holding spot. I think that's really beneficial for our team right there. The other battleship, I would say take the battleship. The second one would definitely go follow and just hold in a holding pattern. That way you can get shots going to Alpha, and you can also get shots going to Charlie as 2 options right there. The cruiser player definitely is going to support our other the cruiser player is definitely going to support our other DD and Alpha. Cap it, hold it, contest Alpha. Just hold off until the bulk of the force, which is really what I'm focused on. The bulk of the force right here is obviously with the 3 battleships going into Bravo and a hard push into Charlie. I like pushes like this because why? You overwhelm the enemy with superior firepower. Now, if your team is communicating, like I said, effective communication and positioning is definitely a key, a must for this game. Now, or even in tactics in general. So we have 3 battleships to there. I'm assuming they're going to take 1 battleship to the north, so why not? We're going to assume that they're going to make a mistake and split their forces up. And I would say keeping your forces together, it allows you to max firepower, have max efficiency when you start singling out one ship at a time, and that's what you want to do. Because, I mean, you knock out one player, now they're down by one, and you just start working down the line. Obviously, the biggest priorities are obviously the destroyers. The first kill those, because destroyer players going down right off the bat. Be a good destroyer player. You hunt the other Ds down, you take them out, you win. You kind of favor the match in towards for your team. So now as a Rupprecht, now let's get to what I'm going to do. I'm down here, the Rupprecht. I'm going to go ahead and, sorry, wrong arrow there. We are going to push in with Rupprecht to help our destroyer player at Bravo. Now, after Bravo, where do we go after that? Again, I like to continue pushing out into the east here because I have not only the islands to give me some cover from some torpedo damage. I'm definitely going to have somebody firing or spotting right there for me. So I'm going to continue. As a Rupprecht, I have great secondary, so I want to keep pushing. If I can push this, if I'm not spotted by a destroyer or just held down by torpedoes, and if my other destroyer is also supporting me as well, I'm going to go ahead and continue to push up the flank and help support Charlie, and I hope my destroyer player continues to push into Charlie as well. And you can see we have overwhelming flank support, if you will. We have a destroyer player spotting for us, capping Charlie. We're also going to use our secondary to support the destroyer, so that not only we hopefully, definitely with our superior firepower, we're going to eliminate the first destroyer, then take on the cruiser as well. And again, we have the border to protect us from any kind of side shot. What's it called? Broadside shots. We won't have anybody torping us from the right. I always like to minimize the threats as much as you can and singling out opportunities, because why? If you're in the middle here, you're getting shot from the north, you're getting shot from the south. The east. I mean, getting shot from this way, getting shot from that way, it does not favor you, right? You're getting shot from all angles, you're getting torped from all angles, you're getting fires, you're getting floodings. Not the best thing you should do. I like to focus on eliminating the threat on one side of my ship. That's half the firepower from one side of my ship, and then that way I can focus all my guns aiming in this direction where I can eliminate threats as they appear. Now, later in the match, you're going to see our third battleship actually finally begins to, I think it was lag or the loading in late, but it's still worked out fine, because that delayed response allowed him to push up the middle here. And the other battleship in the middle is supporting, and they're just holding that position so we can eventually support A, so that when my team eventually wakes up, the team actually starts being able to hold A and push in to A from the western side, and then our battleship can come in and support A from there, or go ahead and support and use the island from there. And then, of course, we have our advance as the other battleship pushes in, and then we have our destroyer player push in, and I push in as well. You can see it's a nice flanking maneuver, because the enemy team is probably going to be kind of, like I said, they're probably going to be coming in from the north to A, get stuck with on this. This is a really minuscule island. It really eliminates a lot of their fire, and that's why we have more options here at Charlie. And look, we're holding two caps, and we have the advantage of having two caps versus one if they grab that. And again, if our ships survive, they can definitely hold the southwestern region there, while the rest of our team advances. And then the enemy team has nowhere else to go but open waters, and really doesn't open up opportunities for broadside. So that's my initial reaction to Okinawa for the battleship side, and heading from the southwestern side. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, bell button below as always, and let's get to the video to analyze how did this battle play out. All right, team, this is Ripper back here. With the actual battle itself, as it turned out, again, we had just a slightly AFK battleship that had lag problems joining in the battle. But again, this is the strategy that just kind of started out. Again, this was not pre-planned. It's not like I know any of these players, but again, the strategy kind of aligns with what I normally was talking about earlier, and what I would do. Again, majority of the times with this map. And again, those Bravo and Charlie caps are in those positions, as you can see in the actual game itself. And just keep that as a caveat. And again, a disclaimer, I am not a pro. I'm some kind of guy that's other than a player that likes tactics, like strategy. Obviously still in the military, so I use a lot of this, and not only as my instructor, but also as an evaluator. So anyways, let's get right to it. The Alpha Bravo Charlie caps are, as you can see, kind of being contested right now. We already got Bravo. Alpha's being contested. We had a DD. We have the other DD at Charlie. Now, right off the bat, the enemy did exactly what I thought they were going to do. They're going to have a cruiser out way out in the east to flank, and they're just going to start shooting us, starting a fire. I damaged Connor right away. I normally wouldn't do that in randoms, but since this is ranked and battles only last, maybe 10 minutes, mostly average time, I'm okay with using all of my damage cons. I'm trying to conserve as much health as possible so I can push in and get them done quickly, because I hate ending a match with consumables left over. I use every single resource I have to make sure that we maximize the capabilities of our ship. So right off the bat, look at Alpha getting contested right there. Our other DD up north is spotting with the John DeWitt cruiser, is supporting in response. We have our 3 battleships. Like I said, the first one, the Iowa, is holding that island position right there. We have a torpedoes coming in. So now I know that, hey, there's torpedoes. There's a DD right here. I'm going to go ahead as a battleship player and see if I can mitigate my damage. And there's that destroyer. What's the priority? Kill the destroyer. So I put the thing on the thing, put it on the horizon line. You see how I aim? A lot of you guys ask how I aim. I use my reticle right there, put the horizon line really right at the water line of the ship, press the fire key, and see where the shells land. I normally lead by about 10 to 14 seconds, especially at the kind of distances we're shooting at, and typically that helps me out a lot. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, comment below and we'll tell you, or just watch my prior videos of how to aim. The reticle I like to use has the time seconds on it, so I know, hey, look at look at my target reticle. It tells you where I'm aiming right now. It tells you how long it takes for the shells to arrive. So right now, if I shot at the mountain, it take about 4.31 seconds for the shells to arrive. I typically aim about 10 to 14 seconds at the given distances I'm firing at to allow the shots to kind of get in the general vicinity, and it's worked out for me pretty well. All right, let's see how the battle is developing out right now. Rupprecht as me, I'm using the islands as cover. I think a DD is right there. I'm using it as shield for he's obviously not spotting me. He's in a smoke, and obviously his torpedoes are on cooldown. So I know this is a good position to mitigate damage. My other destroyer, the Nutrasimi, is out there in front doing this exactly what I want a destroyer player to do: be out front, spotting, harassing DDs, keeping them at bay so they don't have free reign against the battleship. Then boom, look at that. Nutrashimi gets the destroyer killed. Now watch how the match unfolds. They lose the destroyer right off the bat. We have more of a chance to win now. Now Citadel shot right there. Now that the destroyer is down, we have more of a chance to win because their destroyer player is down. So a little aggressive for their destroyer player. Nutrashimi, great job. And now we have an Azuma out there in the distance, flanking us potentially. Or we're going to have to eliminate that cruiser to make sure our team pushes as well. As you can see right now, our 2 battleships, our Bravo, are pushing forward, and exactly that's what I want. I want them to hold and advance and have firepower, aiming into Charlie while our Nutrashimi caps, and then we are also going to push and help flank with the Nutrashimi, and we have a destroyer player cap in Charlie, and then we have our Alpha team cruiser, and hey, the cruiser and destroyer player are talking up there. That's great. They're actually going to go in there and spot and cap Alpha. So now we have an advantage here where we actually can take all 3 caps, while the rest of their team is kind of in a disarray. They're not really sure where they're supposed to go. They're not really seeing anything to shoot at. They're not coordinating their shots, and right now they're all in full retreat. So it shows that, this is exactly how communicating, coordinating really works out. We have a mass firepower, and Bravo, they can see that we have 3 battleships there, so I think a lot of their forces are running away. They don't want to deal with that. And again, the enemy is just really in a disarray right here. So we've now got 2 caps. We can easily control Bravo and Charlie. We can hold if we wanted to. We could just sit here back, take shots from a distance, and really win the game with the majority of caps. But the rest of our teams out in Alpha team, they have elected to cap Alpha, and I do not know where their other destroyer player is. That's another scary part. I haven't seen where the other destroyer is, and that's kind of disheartening because I don't know if we're going to get torped out of nowhere, and that's something you always want to try to do, is identify where is the other DD. We lose our Iowa. Again, that's through the ability of the enemy focus firing. I applaud them on that. They were actually coordinating their shots, working together, and burning and shooting that guy down. But we have an all-SAS still pushing, and we can use our superior firepower, and we have torpedoes. Rupprecht also has 12 kilometer torpedoes, which is very, very powerful right there. Awesome for you to have that ability. It's another aspect, another dimension of a battleship, because most battleships don't think, oh, there's a battleship with torpedoes coming at me, especially with 12 kilometers. We have a nice broadside. Zoom right here. This is what I'm talking about. Broadside shots. Our concealment allows us to conceal our maneuver, and a boom, splash 1, devastating strike. Azuma is now removed from the battlefield, and now we have superior firepower on the Charlie flank as well. I know I can outmatch, or not outmatch, but outdo this this battleship by itself. What is it, Missouri? Yeah, Missouri. What? All he's got is radar and 406mm guns. He definitely can like citadel the crap out of me, or maybe take a lot of damage. So I'm going to rely on my neutral team and Alsace to hopefully help support. But I think my secondaries right here. This is what I love about the secondaries of the German battleship line. The secondaries are just so powerful, especially when you play IFHE, which increases your pin damage to 32mm. And ooh, look at that. What did I just say? 406mm is devastating against our very nimble and weak battleship. But again, look at the amount of damage we're getting with our 32mm pin secondaries. Look at this. He's just taking 300 damage right off, like literally death by paper cuts. That's the terminology. Yeah, death by paper cut is really, really bad. Look at the amount of we're getting fires, we're getting a lot of pin damage, and I mean they are just baked with 32mm all over on the American side. And he gets another good shot right there. Again, those guns are powerful, but it doesn't matter. We have all 3 caps. Their team is down 3 ships. It's pretty much this battle is kind of over right now. We're really just sitting back waiting, and they're kind of just running off. And wait a second, hold on. We have somebody capping Bravo, so I guess that is where the Yugomo is at right now. But we're gonna have to eliminate this battleship pretty quickly here. Otherwise, they're gonna that destroyer in the back. Like I said, really scary to have a torpedo boat in the background. We have no idea where he's at. He could literally sneak up and torp us out of nowhere. So let's see if we can get a nice shot. He's a little broadside, kind of. There's a little angle in the Missouri here. We're just kind of aim slightly above the hull maybe, and hopefully these land in the superstructure because I don't want to take the chance of them bouncing right now. We lose the Alsace from the Yugo. Again, right there is what we're scared from. Torpedoes in the back in our spawn, torping the crap out of our battleships, and now we are down 2 battleships. They have 2 battleships, and we got to eliminate this Missouri, get him out of the game. We take a nice shot right there, aim just right above, right in front of the hull. Hopefully they land and get some nice shots. Again, the Rupprecht has 406mm guns. We only have 8 of them, so they're not the greatest dispersion as the Missouri does, but we'll see. And the Missouri has that nice American plunging fire. So we're going to have to go ahead and push this Soviet battleship right here, the Soyuz. We have to eliminate one of these guys. Otherwise, our team is going to struggle or because we are the last battleship alive. That's why you got to survive, guys. I mean, in a battleship, your role is to take damage and survive and outlast everybody in the game because you got the most HP, right? So let's see. Ooh, nice shot on Missouri, but we didn't get enough overpin damage. And right now, we're going to focus on the Soyuz right now because we're going to have to get him. He's the strongest battleship of them all. Our 32mm pin is not going to really do much to his 50mm plus armor plating, but we can try to hopefully start a lot of fires. Ooh, nice broadside right here. This is what I'm talking about, flanking maneuvers, opening up these broadside shots right here. I'm going to put it on the horizon line, or I'm sorry, the water line of the ship. Take a shot right there, and boom, look at that. Nice citadel shot. Luchin activates. It gets our secondary reload down even more, and you're going to see, look at this, all guns blazing, both sides of the ship. This is why I love World War ships. Just the dynamic battles like this where you're shooting left and right, and then you have to make decisions. Which one do I prioritize first? Tactical on-the-spot decisions right there are really what makes this game really enjoyable. So we're going to go ahead and prioritize the Missouri for our secondary guns, so more dispersion over there, while we're going to see if we can shoot and nail the Soyuz. Do our torpedoes actually make it over there? Will they arrive? And look at that, we're taking damage on both sides. Both sides of the ship are taking nice shots on the Missouri and the Soyuz at the same time. I love this game for that reason. It's just all the dynamics working together right there. We're going to split the difference. We're angling in. We're getting both sides secondary shooting. We're going to prioritize. And do we get another nice broadside on the Soyuz? Look at this. Ooh, broadside right there. Let's see. Can we get a shot? Waiting for it. Waiting for the last guns to fire. We send it. Full send. Oh, and 1 shot right there. 1 kill on the Missouri. And boom, double kill. 3 kills right there total. 2 the double kill at the very last right there. Money shot, and that exactly is how we end the game right there. Nice flanking maneuver of the Rupprecht. Let me know what you guys think of that strategy. Do you have a better one? Comment below. I loved hearing more ideas. We're always learning right there as always. And that is the game. Again, like, subscribe, bell button, love. You like to support the channel. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. Going to give away a premium DD giveaway at 2,000. First in the team right there, and after this, the credits right here, you're going to take a look at the build of the Rupprecht and how I do it for Luchins, and focused on secondary ability with concealment to help us aid in pushing this thing like a little destroyer cruiser player. Rupprecht coming at you right there. There's the build right there. Pause it, take a look at it, analyze it, and let me know what you think. Any other additions, any comments you want to add. But again, you guys stay safe out there. We'll look forward to seeing you out there on the high seas. And again, as always, have a great one. Cheers.